All right, we're live. Should we do the ceremonial? Can you guys hear us?
Can you hear me? Could someone message Ryan and let us know if they can hear? Is the audio clipping? Can you hear us? Hello? Should I have the chat open? Am I bad at life right now?
Yeah, you're bad at life. There's quite a few people in there already. That's nice.
In the chat?
Yeah, Patrick's is in there. Harju.
Oh, what's up, buddies? Hi guys.
Harnell,
I know both
Sterling,
of those. I know all those people.
Jim Bashirs,
Hi, Jim.
Paul Granger, Mark Lindsay. Who the frick is Mark Lindsay?
Cousin Paul in the house. It's like romper room. I see Cousin Paul had a good time today.
Steve Nealon, Sterling Davis.
Oh, hail.
Linda Lindsay.
Oh,
That must be someone's better half.
Oh, hell.
Yes, it is.
Now, Doc, I love you. I can't believe how dang small you are. I thought you was going to be 6'2".
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah, no.
So how was everybody's Halloween?
Light.
Light, really?
Yeah, very light.
Did you get a good reaction out of that setup you had going on?
Yeah. Parents and kids, random people driving by wanting to take pictures.
Nice. So are you full on shaved?
What do you mean, buddy?
Oh, well, I already know where else you're shaved. That's
Damn.
Did you shave clean completely and pencil all that in, or?
No, that's my regular mustache and a tiny little Backstreet Boys goatee with these little braids that are hot glued in, so that's gonna suck.
How much would we have to raise to just go mustache for like a week? Just mustache bales.
Oh,
Full Hall and Oates.
oh, just mustaches. So, sorry, Mark.
Oh man, I thought I had him. Oh man, I was baiting him in for that, and I was gonna be like, "So, tell me more about mustaches." And Mark was just gonna sit there and take it. It's gonna be great.
I can't pull off just the mustache. I just can't do it.
Oh, I can. It's a fun look.
Get him in early. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I used to have a beard. I just got tired of looking like my own grandfather. So,
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good time to visit the whiteboard, Doc. Is that something we can do in this?
We can do whatever we want. We're live.
That's right.
Paul Granger had 8. I think we had probably 30 to 35.
That's not bad.
But there's been some years where we're like $150.
wow.
Wow.
Man.
Other than nieces and nephews, we haven't had a single trick-or-treater in 6 years.
Damn. That's what you said. You said you like to buy the candy that you like, so I'm curious.
We've got M&Ms sitting next to the door, just waiting.
Wait, what kind of M&Ms?
Plain.
Oh, damn it.
Ah.
Plain, yeah. I don't know. I like the peanut too, but it was her choice this year.
Dealer's choice.
Uh-huh.
Regular M&Ms.
Yep.
There's no kids to be had over here. You can't see them to save your life. It used to be that Sweetwater was full of kids, trick-or-treaters, and now it's dead zone, freaking dead zone. I mean, it's a sad thing because when we were coming up, there were kids all over the place. And we mentioned that in the podcasts throughout. But now, dead zone. I mean, Mark is the same. I don't know about Ryan. Ryan did his freaking trick-or-treat. I don't know if you guys out there in the chat, have you ever heard of this crazy notion that Ryan was mentioning the other day where he has Halloween or the trick-or-treat thing? What day was it? Like Thursday?
Last Thursday, yeah.
That's totally weird, dude.
It's pretty common around here. I think Doc was even saying his is like the Sunday before.
Mine was on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just how we get down around here. I was talking to my cousin while we were walking the kids around the night, and we were laughing about what our Halloweens were like, or when we were little, because we were very young. That's when they switched it to Sunday afternoon. Yeah,
Well,
it was strange.
well, just to review the thing, that the conversations we've had before. So we've been talking about costumes and this and that. Obviously, I'm dressed up as a Hasidic monk from the Isle of Wight off of the coast of England. But with that said, as kids, what were your favorite costumes or memorable costumes? Even though we've talked about it on the podcast, Scratched, Hella 90s, and Trampled Underfoot, it's worth sort of talking about since it is Halloween. Bales.
Today's Halloween. See, I'm off. Mine was last Thursday.
So we know you were Raggedy Ann. What other? I mean, hit us with it, man. Okay,
Who, me? I don't know.
Mark.
I like to be the Scream Mask a few times. What was it called? Ghostface. I think me and Loin figured that out in our last podcast.
Yeah, that was a very lazy costume, Ryan.
That was.
I don't know. I want to say Macho Man. I want to say that you might currently be peaking.
I probably am peaking right now.
That
This
is-
is probably
that
the
is it.
most effort I've ever put into a costume.
Yeah, and the glasses are the madness is the macho madness. Elizabeth, the lovely Miss Elizabeth.
So what other costumes? Hit us with some rapid fire costumes as kids that you guys.
Well, I was real little guy. I had a Superman costume, which was again the blue sweatsuit that my mom put the stuff on and had the cape and whatnot and the boots. And I remember when I was real little, them slicking my hair up and stuffing this sweatsuit full of like grocery bags to make it look like I had muscles. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that was my 17th birthday. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
Well,
No, that
Bales,
was a good one. I forgot about Superman though. I dug him.
Bales, your like costume growing up.
I had those crappy vinyl costumes that you guys were all talking about.
Always
Yeah, the plastic face with the rubber band.
let the
They had an image of the character on the vinyl shirt.
No.
Right?
I don't know if I had those. I was ET one year and probably some Star Wars figures.
well let the people out there know exactly, because do you guys out there, do you remember that there were some that you would inflate and like you'd have like if you could be the spider. This is for people from the 80s and maybe early 90s.
Are
throughout
you
the
sure your parents didn't just take you to a sex shop for Halloween? Because I never had inflatables.
No, well, but you
No,
live
you're
in,
not sure?
you lived in cornfields all your. So Bales is from the cornfields, and he tells us stories on Scratch all the time that he'd step out there and onto the porch, the wooded porch, and then there's holes because the wood breaks, and then he's standing there. Actually, my porch is doing the same thing, but he'd stand up out there. And
I lived in the suburbs. We had a concrete stairs.
No. That's not what you tell us. You tell us you'd stare out into the open fields, and there was cornfields just continuous. And then I asked Bales. Bales wasn't like scarecrows scary as a kid. He said I never seen a scarecrow. He lived in a freaking, what do you call like corn patch, and he never seen a scarecrow. I mean, this guy. I think he's been lying to us from the beginning. I think he's a spy for the Egyptian government because he's heading over to Egypt to do some spy stuff. I think, and that's why I'm come clean. Come clean.
Yikes.
Yowzer.
So here's the thing. As a kid, we had those inflatables, and let me be specific because Bales has a dirty mind. You'd inflate the thing, and you'd have a spider on your head, and then it would cover your face, and you'd be as a spider. They had all sorts of stuff like that. You never saw that, Bales?
Nope.
You suck.
Sorry, man.
I actually have no clue what you're talking about either. Home fries.
Do you, Mark?
Never heard of it.
Okay.
It was definitely a sex shop. It
Okay.
had to have been.
Okay,
Or it
fine.
was a Miami thing.
Okay, fine. Do a Google search. You know what? It's not even worth it.
This is why you shouldn't let kids smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Right here for this very reason. Children of Miami.
Well, I'm sorry, but the stickers always said China. So, in any event, okay. So Bales isn't going to play. Mark, growing up.
Oh boy, everything from one year I was the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz, which basically entailed dressing up in denim overalls with a plaid flannel shirt and sticking straw up the sleeve of the shirt and using a rubber band to hold it on there, which itched like a son of a gun and lasted about 20 minutes. The stereotypical stuff: cowboy, fireman, astronaut. I mean, you named it. We would just do whatever, mainly homemade costumes. And, we kind of looked at the kids who had the store-bought costumes as kind of, poor guy,
Yeah, well, let me I'll interject with that. In the podcast we go into it, but my grandma, just like Doc's, but it wasn't your grandma, it was your mom
and my grandma and my aunt and my great aunt and my great grandmother and my great aunt's grandmother
And the extra neighbor.
and the neighbor lady and Mrs. Manicotti that lived upstairs, and everybody.
Yeah, it was that we basically the long and short of it is that our grandparents and, well, in the case of Rick and Doc, the whole community, they would make the costumes, and I had I was Superman, I was a doctor, I was a pirate, Bales is a pirate, and I also Spider-Man, Superman. It just went down the line, and she would actually cut out the designs and make the. I even went as a freaking ninja one time, but it was a camouflage ninja. I wanted it to be a camouflage ninja.
The jungle ninja.
And now I'm a camouflage. Now
you're the white ninja.
Now I'm the white ninja.
Snow ninja.
Yeah. So just to continue the thing, we also talked about on the Halloween special about fears or frightening Halloween or horror type events that happen in your lives. And if you can't go specific, if you can't just spill your beans and tell that frightened little boy or girl from your past and just share with the community, then I don't know what. But who is willing to tell the story of the Atom Smasher?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, me either. I'm gonna go ahead and take a hard turn here. Bailsy, what are you gonna do with that hat? Where do you put such an item? Do you build a box for such a hat?
I'll just wear this like once a week.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. Like,
will you wear it to work?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if you showed up to work on Monday and you'd be like, I identify as a pirate now? They'd probably have to go through HR paperwork and be like, can he do that?
Would you make everybody?
What bathroom would he use?
Would you make everybody talk to you in pirate speak?
Arr. Yeah.
I don't understand you.
That would be so funny. Can he just do that? It'd be like the guy in Dodgeball, Steve the pirate. You didn't notice the guy dressed like a pirate? He was here literally the whole time.
I might do that.
I'm digging the heavy eyeliner around the whole eye.
Yeah, makeup is my weak point.
No, I mean, I'm thinking you should rock that too once a week.
Oh, I'm more concerned about getting these things out because this hot glue is a bit heavy.
Okay, my suggestion would be to get a hairdryer and use heat to try to get it off.
I mean, I have a costume party on Saturday, so I think I just might leave it.
Oh,
And then I'll just shave Sunday.
What kind of costume party is this?
One without pants.
Hey, Paul Granger said you need a special bathroom sign for you.
I would.
Like a skull and crossbones on the bathroom at work.
How many bones?
Just one.
Oh, nice.
yeah. I agree with Paul Granger. Heat to get that off. Although, like I said, I think you need to shave, and I think you need to go Mark Lindsay for that. Could be your next costume. We could get you some glasses.
I can hook you up with glasses. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
I used what's that stuff called? Mascara? What is it?
Eyeliner? Are you wearing guy liner?
I have eyeliner and eyeshadow, but what's the stuff that you use on your eyelashes?
Mascara.
All right, so I use that on my mustache and beard,
Nice.
so it wouldn't be white.
So the grocery store was out of Grecian formula.
What is that?
It's that stuff
That's
guys.
what you were supposed to use.
It's
Oh.
the stuff guys with a midlife crisis get to turn their mustaches black, so folks don't remember them. That Friday they go home with salt and pepper mustache and come back kiwi boot black, on Monday.
I don't want
Nobody's
to. I
going to
don't.
notice that.
I don't want to name any names. There's someone we know that. No, Javi. So
Does a little touch up on occasion.
yeah, he uses the Beijing. He's got it in there thick.
Oh yeah, beautiful black hair. It's a shame you had to screw it up with those blonde roots.
Yeah, well, I can see myself doing that. Going
So-
big black beard.
So Bales' costume is going to be kind of hard to get off. What about you, Mark?
I'm dressed as a bass player, or cabinet maker. Your choice. I just kind of sit here in the background, don't say much, nod my head when needed.
Yeah.
Hang out next to the drummer, go over to the keyboard so I can set down my beer. That kind of thing.
I dig it.
Thanks for playing along.
Yeah, I'm just too old. I haven't dressed up for anything in 40 years.
I was actually out trick or treating. That's why I've got my costume on still.
Yeah.
You have to tell everybody what your costume is, Doc.
Oh, I'm an old timey hobo. Check it out. I got my hobo sack right here.
Oh, gee. That always seems so impractical to me. I'm like,
Oh
what
yeah,
can really fit in that thing?
I have no clue what the story is, but like this
really?
it's completely iconic.
Because every time I see a hobo, they're wheeling around a shopping cart.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I
was-
was going more for like the train hopping.
I gotcha. But what would you carry in that? Like a can of tuna and a shoe?
Just a can of chowder and my harmonica. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Eloy, is that what you carry in your knapsack?
My costume is called
What?
It's not even answering the question.
Go ahead, Eloy.
You are what?
I think Eli's been hitting Daddy's cough syrup.
my costume is called Chic Your Booty.
Oh, Frank Zappa
Ah.
reference. That sounds
Take
like
it.
me having sex.
Does it?
Well, I mean, that's longer than usual, but
No, you gotta pause to catch your breath.
Harju says that the hobo sack is called a bindle.
yeah. What do they put in it, Harju?
Yeah, what contents? Rolling papers and what?
That's it.
Lunch.
They just put their weed in there.
They probably keep that in their pocket. Chic your booty.
He spelled it wrong. You suck, Eloy.
Dun, 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 dun.
I like how you went like chic and ye, like old timey English. Shaketh thou booty.
Well, he did mention the Isle of Wight in there, so in keeping in character.
Yeah,
Thank
fair.
you for remembering. I do nothing
Call back.
I do nothing without pondering first.
All right, so I'm gonna grab the bull by both horns right now and try to
Oh yeah.
take this on a turn. Let's see here. Nice points. Legacy. None of these really go for Halloween. That sucks. I really wish I wouldn't have done that now.
Just pick something there, Henry Fonda.
Wait. You took notes?
Yeah, I got whiteboard stuff going on. I do a little bit of things, not a lot, but bare minimum.
What is this thing, show prep, of which you speak?
What's a lickin' rock?
What?
Harshu says inside the hobo's sack is half a sandwich, a lickin' rock, and a shiv.
Right? What's a licking rock?
Like a salt lick?
I think it's just a rock for licking.
For you to lick or someone else to lick?
Yeah, you put it in front of your mouth like a peach pit.
Okay.
Must be a Northeast thing.
Okay, so we're going to go with midlife crisis moves for 1,000, Alex.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you guys just said, no, just pick something. And now
Okay. So what do you want? You want a story on a midlife crisis? I mean, I kind of have a story. I turned 50 years old.
let's hear it.
Ooh,
Told
that
my
sounds
wife, you
like a
know,
late
she
midlife
says, wow, 50. I says, yeah. She says, what do you want for your birthday? I said, well, you know, this is about the age where guys have a midlife crisis. And she was like, well, you are not getting a red convertible. And I'm like, okay, well, there's that one dream dashed. I said, okay, how about I go find a girlfriend? She was like, yeah, right. Okay. Let me know how that works for you. And I'm like, thanks for the vote of confidence. And that was fine until about 3 weeks later. She goes, so how goes the search for the girlfriend? I said, not good. She says, yeah, I didn't think so. And kind of walked away again. I'm like, geez, thanks. I appreciate this. That was the extent of my midlife crisis. It lasted about 15 minutes. So I don't have time for them.
Yeah. About when did those start popping off? What's the age of the normal midlife crisis?
You know, I don't know. Maybe I haven't done it yet. I don't know. I've heard anywhere from 45 to 55. You know, guy starts looking, he wants a sportier car, he wants to draw attention to himself, and goes out and tries to find a girlfriend, this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah, right. No thanks.
When you realize that there's impending doom coming for you, and there's nothing you can do about it, but you've been a protected person, you know, shielded from the craziness of this world, living in your own little reality. You haven't had huge, barbaric, life-shaking, earth-quaking, frickin' tragedies. And you reach an age where your brain starts to sort of like figure, you know, that mature. It takes a long time sometimes for, and then it hits them. But if you've been beaten, battered, you're probably on a continual midlife crisis, life crisis, as it were. So it depends. It depends on the person and individual. But I would agree with Mark. From the 40s to the 50s seems like the age.
All right, good, because I want to be ready for mine, so I just want to be ahead of the curve here.
Well, I was fine until my father that same weekend, the weekend I turned 50. I was fine until my father just kind of looked at me and said, 50, huh? Well, from this moment on, no matter when you die, you will not die young. And I'm like, gee, thanks, Pop. That just cheered me right the hell up, you know?
Aren't you full of sunshine today?
Yeah, aren't we just a ray of flippin' sunshine?
Yeah.
So can I ask that question that I wanted to ask before you changed the thing? Because I'm still curious about it. Doc?
I'm not in charge here. If you have something to say, you go ahead.
I want to know
if it's in your heart, man, you should go ahead and do it or whatever.
It is. It is.
Then do it to it, Lars.
So I want to know from you guys scary experiences as kids that you can still that are really traumatizing to this, or not traumatizing to this day, but that left enough of a mark, Lindsay, that you still remember it to this day.
He's trying to worm a story out of me, and I know which story he's trying to worm out. Basically, when I was about 3, 4, 5 years old, something like that. I remember hearing on the radio in the car one day about they were building a nuclear reactor somewhere. But back then, they just as kind of a colloquialism, they called them atom smashers. And I didn't know what that was. I asked my dad what it was. He was a smart aleck. Well, it smashes atoms. That was his way of saying he didn't know either. So later, I'm picturing this giant robot kind of a thing, smashing stuff to atoms. And I remember going to bed that night, laying there in my bed and laying at just that angle to where I could, I plugged up one ear and I could hear boom, 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 boom. And I thought, oh, what is that? And I listened to it. Boom, boom. It's an atom smasher. It's coming to get me. And I was up immediately, and it was not a very good night. I later found out when we studied the circulatory system that I was hearing my pulse in my ear. But as a 4-year-old kid, you don't know about that. But I just knew the atom smashers were coming to get me.
That's an amazing thing, because as a kid, something like that would totally be like witches looking under the bed or the frickin' closet. In my case, you know, for some reason there was some sort of monster creature that I was absolutely sure was there beneath the frickin' bed, and I'd fold over and look down, and okay, it's not there. I go back, but then I said maybe he's back. You know, I checked, he's gone, but now I'm putting my head back, and well, maybe he's back, so I'm going to check that. And things are just, where do those things come from? I don't know. But how about you, Doc, Bales, Ryan? A thing that you remember from your past?
Just wanted to shout out two people that showed up in the chat. What's up to Jules?
Oh, Steve's in there.
And yeah, what's up, SDM? In the house.
Nice. Hey, I got one. When I was probably about 6 or 7, we have these giant moths. They're about the size of your hand that come through. I don't know. It's like it's cyclical. I don't know how often they come through, but it's not very often. And so I was about 6 or 7, and we went down to this house where this guy sold fishing worms. He had like a underground thing where he got worms from. Whatever, he was the only place to get it. But there was one of those moths up on that sign for his worms, like they had the prices on them and stuff. And the thing was enormous. And it's the first time I ever saw him in my entire life. And I went up, you know, being a kid, you don't know any better. I went up to poke it or whatever. And the thing turned around and flew at my face. I was done. I can't stand moths to this day. I couldn't even watch The Tick when I was little because of that freaking sidekick dude he had.
Arthur?
Yes. But yeah, like to this day, even little moths, I can't stand them. They freak me out.
So your horror story, just to be
Yes.
clear, and I'm not, it's a moth.
A hand-sized moth now. Come on.
But did you ever, okay, so fine, but did you ever have monster like under the bed, in the closet? Did any of that?
No.
So you're okay, all right, fair enough.
I
Doc, Bales?
I didn't have a boogeyman or anything like that. I got not locked. I got stuck in what was the coal bin at my grandparents' house one time. I was dicking around back there and I shouldn't have been, and the door closed on me, and I was in there for a while before someone came and got me. So I kind of have that like dark confined space thing a little bit. I mean, I could work in crawl spaces and be fine, but that was rough.
Boy, that is scary, because claustrophobia and whatnot.
Yeah, I have no clue of actually knowing how long I was in there. It could have been 5 minutes, but it felt like 3 months.
Jeez. Bales?
I don't have one, sir.
Oh, jeez. No horror. There was no fright. You do look like frickin' what's the guy from the Pirates of the... You actually look seriously like that guy. What's his name?
I was scared of a crawl space in my bedroom, but there was nothing in it, so it's not a good story.
No, tell it.
I was just scared of the space, and there was nothing in there. I just told it.
That's all there is to it. And what could have been in there?
Nothing. It became my closet as I got older, but it was just nothing. It was an empty space under the front stairs.
Dude, you are solid as a rock with no fear whatsoever. Do you have any fears? Any fears?
Yeah. I don't like sharks.
Wait a second. We did talk about this before, and the only problem that I have with that is that you grew up in an area with beaches being quite distant.
True.
I also am afraid of sharks.
But Jaws traumatized me, and now I live a mile away from the ocean.
And I'm still not going in there and end up like that.
Well, Eloy, to be fair, you spent 5 minutes telling us earlier that Brian is basically, the children of the corn. What the hell does he have to be afraid of?
Yeah.
You're totally right. Or at least that's what he tries to lead us to believe. But truly, Bales is quite the sensitive, compassionate, tempered. Right, Bales?
Well, he's made me a believer.
I think Eloy's looking for a girlfriend.
Is
he barking up the right tree?
He's looking for a butt pirate.
But pirates are such a cool costume,
Oh, I don't know how you do this every week, Mark.
What are you talking about? We do this every week.
Oh yeah, but Mark is with Mark. It's one-on-one. At least we get to spread out.
But you know what?
Oh,
Mark gets the intellectual.
Hey, listen,
Wait.
I can go either way with intellectual. With
Did you hear that part where he said he could go either way?
Wait, why do we get poopy away?
Yeah, Mark gets the best part of this girlfriend.
Is this not a free country? Can I not defend myself from those freaking claims?
Nope.
What can I say? Some of us got it.
Fair enough then. Damn.
Go ahead, Eloy. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. So Bales attacks because I did a little attack earlier, but Bales started with an attack. He admits the fact that he attacked in the beginning and then expects me not to retort. And I'm just here to say, what was the accusation against me? I forgot.
I don't know.
What?
I have no idea.
Okay, so
dig your own hole, buddy.
The defense rests.
We can. So that's my point. I forgot, so it doesn't matter. Continue.
In conclusion, hot dogs are delicious.
With the right mustard and kraut, yes.
Kraut.
I'm just. Look, man. Look. You said something about Trampled Underfoot. Doc said something, and then Ryan got offended and became emboldened. Why were you emboldened just now, Ryan?
Emboldened?
About what?
You forgot too? Because I forgot. I'm trying to remember.
all I know is if Doc thinks that anything I have said was intellectual, you really got to raise that bar.
No. I'm saying you get Eloy. You're talking about.
Okay.
No,
we're
dude.
not circling the wagons there.
Okay. No, Doc. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. I get what do you call it? Put in the corner of if I say so we're doing scratch. Just so everybody knows, I'm putting the gloves. Is it down or on? Which one?
Put them on. I don't want to get hit in the face.
Okay, so I'm putting the gloves on. So here's the thing. Bales, Ryan, Doc, and I are doing our scratch, and I try and I'm not I try to divert the conversation from the topic of, I'll say it right now, poop, and I try to avoid it. And what happened?
He called the shit poop.
Well, what happened? Well, hold on, let me fix my British naval.
You almost look like the Virgin Mary.
So, I try to shift the conversation into a conspiracy theory, let's say reptilians, and then they put me in the box that I'm always a reptilian sympathize. Like I believe in, and I'm just talking about things that I see, and I just want to talk. But they grab it and they want to twist it and put me in a cage. That's what you guys do. So own it.
Well, aren't you supposed to put reptiles in a cage?
Ooh.
Mark Lindsay.
Oh,
Mark
Just
Lindsay.
asking. I
someone
mean,
get the
thought
burn
that-
cream. Get the burn cream.
Oh,
We might have to call the burn unit.
Well, let's put one and one together, man. How far away are you from the Everglades again?
12 miles away.
It's pretty ding dong close.
No, but my point is not reptilians per se. Hey, look, it's lawing.
Saved by the Michael.
What's up, guys?
The whole
Holy smoke.
family.
Oh, excellent. Best costume ever.
Wow.
Golf
Oh,
clap.
look at Lenny.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Look at Lenny. Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole lot more googly eyes where that came from.
That's Lenny's cousin, Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Benny.
Benny, Jenny.
I'm just gonna like start collecting brooms now.
I have a fine collection. It happens. It's like it's like Schindler's List. Once one gets into the attic, it's just like, well, what's it? What's one more? I guess one more. Right? I could just save one more broom. I pull them out of the trash and shit now. It happens.
Well, I told my wife what I wanted to do, and she's like, "Well, I'll go to Hobby Lobby." And then, like, next thing I know, we're discussing how much we both love googly eyes. So, like,
They also consume you.
yeah, I mean, she was talking about like getting some for the front door.
Everything is better with googly eyes.
It really is. It's the way to make it better.
I think your sex life is really going to take an upshot.
If it does, let me know. It's not. It doesn't work in the Northeast. Just FYI.
Is that an elephant, Michael? Wow.
Why? Because of the googly eyes. Okay, yeah, all right, we're going there.
That's a good look, Mike.
Thanks. Yeah,
I know we're not supposed to call you Mike, so I go out of my way to now.
I don't mind it. I just don't go by it.
I got you. Well, it's internet stuff, so that's. Where'd you get the glasses?
These are actually work glasses. They're anti-reflective, anti-glare.
They're very yellow.
Indeed.
Back at the shop, there's somebody using a layer going, that damn lawing.
I didn't realize librarians were into PPE.
Well, so when you sit under fluorescent lights and you have like 4 or 5 monitors at any given time, it kind of adds up. It was killing my eyes at one point.
It's awful.
Plus, he's slowly losing his eyesight from all the asbestos and rat crap.
What?
Oh no, we finally got the rat.
Oh, well. Nice.
You didn't take that. You didn't take that costume out on the town trick or treating with your kids, did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what are you supposed to be? Well, it's a long story.
Yeah. Never mind.
I'm Doc,
Based on
bitches.
a potato, based on somebody else.
I've got this friend, and yeah, never
No,
mind.
you should just say you're Doc and just walk on like they should know who it is.
Happy Halloween to you.
Yeah. So there's this guy on the internet. ...
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually just got done trick or treat. Well, I mean, I guess it's been about an hour and a half ago now. But yeah, 70 degrees. I wore shorts.
Oh, it was nice. It was nice up here though. It was like 60, which is gorgeous for this time of year. Last year it was freezing when we took the kids out. Because I know both boys had the colds, but we had, you have to let them trick or treat. Because what are you gonna do? So okay, let's saddle them up. Okay, did we get enough candy? And I had bought candy that afternoon, and I had it in the back of the bag, and I kept padding the buckets. every time they would go, I'd throw a handful in, and I'd be like, "All right, guys, look at all the candy we got. We better head home." And they were just so beat down from the colds. They were like, "Yeah, all right."
So in today's hella 90s, Lawing mentioned that he would have to be driven to do the trick or treating. But is that the case for your kids now?
So where I live now, we've gone in the neighborhood across the street the past couple of years. We actually drove to my wife's brother's house and trick or treated with our nephew, this is his first Halloween where he's like big enough to do that. So we just did their neighborhood. Took a wagon.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Well, all right. But travels were what you needed to travel by a car during your Halloween thing. When you
growing up, yeah. Basically, we would we would have had nobody to trick or treat at on our block, and then we had a highway just one block ahead of us. It was really just kind of sketchy, so we would drive. I mean, we would do 3 or 4 houses at a time if we stopped in some spots. But I mean, we would go down dirt roads and like park, get out, get candy, get back in the car, drive a quarter mile, do it again.
What I found funny about the thing, because that came out today, right? Because today's. So what I found funny is that I think that you said that at one point you were watching TV and in the movies and whatnot. You said, "Oh, so this is how it really is supposed to be," and you were oblivious to it until you saw it on the tube. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it made me jealous for that. Like, I mean, I guess it's more of a suburban, urban, northern thing, potentially. I mean, I assume in Miami there's enough houses around to not have to worry about it.
Dude, we used to walk. I was telling, everybody, it was like kid after kid after kids everywhere, dude, every block. It was like, I grew up in a time where here in Sweetwater, it's a piece of crap right now. Total frickin' crap. It's a crap house. I mean, everything sucks. The people, this is a nightmare. I mean, this place sucks. But anyway.
I would like to point out that the topic of every episode he's ever been on every show is Sweetwater sucks. That should be in the notes of every episode ever.
But has he been dressed up like a sassy nun in any of them?
Continue. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that that is one of the cool things back then. It was a different world, and we would travel down the streets, and it was like block after block, candy. You'd freaking hide your bag and bring an extra bag and back and up and down, and kids everywhere. It was incredible, amazing. So Halloween was bad to the bone in that, in that respect. So yeah, that was cool. Did I overdo it? But I'm telling you, it was like that.
But see, that's the difference between big city and living out rural like here, because here we did some driving too, but we drove from where we lived over onto the more affluent side of town where folks were giving out candy, not trying to, sell you drugs or whatever. So because you say, well, how many houses on your block? There was no block. I mean, this is a house out on a dirt road somewhere living out in the country. So you drove into town to go do your trick or treating where there were people living close together.
Did you guys have anybody you would drive to that wasn't like somebody on a dirt road? Like family?
Yes, we would go to my grandparents' house on my father's side and do like 4 houses there and visit with grandma and grandpa for a little bit. Then we go to my other grandparents' house, and there was like 5 houses close by to them. Of course, they all knew us because,
yeah,
family. And then we would go over into East Medford and go trick-or-treating there. And then they'd take us home. So yeah, there were vehicles involved to do this, but
yeah, we had family we would stop at, and we were always their only trick-or-treaters. Mm-hmm. So they would have to go out and buy candy just for us.
You know what we
get good candy at least?
You know what we get now? We get frickin' people parking in our driveways and blocking our asses. That's what we get over here. That's what frickin'
You know what? Every holiday in Sweetwater sounds like it sucks.
Yeah,
it does now.
Suck. Why do you even live there?
Well,
How's Thanksgiving? Do they just like no
I don't-
turkeys for sale in the supermarkets?
I don't do Thanksgiving here. I go to my family close to Javi's house. We do Thanksgiving over there, and it's quite the nicer. There's more space between neighbors. Neighbors can suck, by the way, big time.
Yeah, I don't recommend having neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, there's good neighbors, but not here. So,
I want Bales' neighbor. I want the old guy that grabs his crotch.
Oh yeah, it's a good guy.
But one of the cool things about going over to my grandparents on my mother's side was the whole neighborhood would get involved with this. Everybody, it was a small 2-lane paved road. There were no sidewalks or anything. There were irrigation ditches running down each side of the road. But every homeowner on the block, and the street's only about 3/4 of a mile long, they would set out a little lunch-sized paper sack with a candle in it, just lining the road. So I remember coming around the corner and getting on the road. It was like you were on an aircraft runway all of a sudden, and there was just enough space to turn into the driveway. And I just thought that looked cool. All the kids walking around trick-or-treating in that neighborhood and everything. But the whole block did it. And I just thought that was one of the cool little things about small town life.
I don't just to say one more thing of Hella Night, because another thing I did. I'm not going to include Mark in this, but I have frickin' gone after Hella 90s like nobody's frickin' business. Nobody's business. So I just want to mention one other thing from today's episode, just to balance out the evil onslaught that has been visited on Loin and Bitters. Okay.
I'm waiting.
What's that?
I'm waiting.
So Ryan, no, I'm not going in the negative. I'm going in the so.
I thought you were going to do some more of your onslaught here.
No, there was no.
All right, go ahead.
That we shall reserve. See, look.
All right, okay.
So you talked about candies and this and that, and you mentioned one that kind of did upset me. So it's kind of a little bit of a pushback, because you said today that you did not like at all sugar daddies, and to me,
let me say that a little bit better. I like the taste. Yes, the candy. I like the taste of my sugar daddy, but whoa, I don't like the journey of eating it, the sticking in your teeth and all that crap.
Okay,
the journey of eating it. The journey.
That's got to be the name of your autobiography now. The Journey of Sugar Daddy.
The journey of eating my sugar.
The journey of eating it. The Ryan Bitter story.
Yeah, I like it.
The Sugar Daddy journey.
Well, look. The other night, and I'm just talking. I mean, the other night we were talking on a separate hangout with Steve Nealon, Mark Lindsay, and we were talking about candies and this and that, and then we've repeated that on Scratched and the other topics and stuff. But and we did mention this, but I did get apples at one point, or an apple at one point, and that's like during trick or treat. That's like the one no. I don't know what adult in their right mind would drop a frickin' apple into because it's just something that, yes, it's a healthy substitute, but when I was growing up, the fear, at least, it was that people would put like razors in it or some crap like that. Did you guys ever hear of those stories?
Yeah, I never understood that. Does anybody know where that originated? Because who would take the time to stick razors in an apple? Yeah, for what purpose?
I heard that when I was a kid too. And we're talking 63, 64, 65, 66, somewhere in there. I heard that as a kid too, but I've never heard of it actually being a real thing, of people putting like pins or needles or razor blades in apples. But back then it was common to get candy that wasn't wrapped. I mean, people would buy a 2-pound bag of M&Ms and throw a few in your trick-or-treat bag, or loose candy corn or something like that. What? It was no big deal.
Did y'all ever get like brownies and goodie bags and stuff?
You'd get cookies, a couple of cookies in a little plastic sandwich bag. This is before Ziplocs, they'd have the little twisty tie on it. You get a couple of cookies or stuff like that, or popcorn balls.
Here's a couple grapes and a carrot and a tomato. Beat it.
We used to love this one guy. This one guy on this one particular block, he would just give out quarters. And back then, you know, a quarter, a candy bar was a nickel. So you were set if you had a quarter.
That's the guy's house to visit right there.
We made sure we hit him every time. And it's, you know, it's just too bad I wasn't a quick change artist, because just keep going back.
Things just got a little bit more festive.
Uh-oh.
A little more naked.
All right.
What's up,
Excellent
y'all?
costume.
What are you? One of the guys from Double Dragon?
Don't worry about that.
Do you do tile work, sir?
Not yet. I need to learn it. Ask Bales.
Get in the back of the truck.
Or windows.
No hablo, no hablo.
Oh.
I'm still Eloy. What the hell are you? The Virgin Mary?
Yep.
My costume name
He's a
is
grilled cheese sandwich.
What?
my costume name is Chic Your Booty.
I was about to say, you do realize Christmas is like 2 more months, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Sterling said his hospital does free x-rays for candy bars.
For candy bags.
Oh.
To look for metal.
So I didn't watch. I haven't listened to today's Hell of the 90s, but I do remember going back on the scratch from this past week. You guys talking about the whole unwrap stuff, and I don't know who it was, but y'all said something about y'all never got the popcorn balls. I remember that was a tradition in my household. We would make it. We would never give them out, but we would make them for ourselves
Used to
and
get
our
them.
family.
I used to get them store-bought ones, and that was one of the things, because you could just take the wrapper off and put stuff in there and then put it back. I don't know.
No, I physically remember making them and burning the shit out of my hands. Or sorry, stuff out of my hands.
You can say shit.
I ate many of the trick-or-treat popcorn ball. Do you remember and this started Eloy, Steve Nealon, and I on the candy thing. Do you remember the wax lips?
Mm-hmm.
And the wax Dracula fangs, and then the wax, they even had a little whistle. It's like a pan flute, the little wax one.
I think I remember the wax whistle.
Can you play the pan flute?
Oh, heck no.
Like Sam Fear?
That would be really cool if you did.
I could play it just long enough for my father to grab that thing out of
And throw
my
it.
face and rip off the noisy end and hand it back to me. You know?
That's another thing these guys talked about on this episode.
Spoilers! Damn it!
Well, I mean, it's like you should have listened to it prior to coming on here, dude.
I'm sorry. I was destroying a pumpkin earlier. Sorry.
Well,
Did you ever get the impression you came to a quiz unprepared?
Yes, that's
another
90% of the time.
Another thing they talked about today was, and this one is kind of like, you know, but you did clear it up, right? Those little bottles with the liquid juice, but they're made out of wax, and you start chewing.
I love those things.
Hey, I found out what the name of those are.
They're
You said that they were from the 90s.
Nickel nips.
Yep, nickel nips.
You said they were from the 90s, but
I think they're a little bit older than that.
they're much older than that, because you know, I used to eat those, and so did Mark.
Yep.
I'm sure that those go back.
They're
They
still
were from the 50s.
They're still from
Yeah.
the 90s. They were still a thing in the 90s.
Yeah, but you know, it's like,
Don't be a dick, Eloy.
I'll tell you what. Let me reply to not being a dick. I won't be a dick. You can have your pens and your awesome little furry pens. Definitely the 90s.
What furry pens?
Go listen to the awesome.
I've just figured it out. Eloy's costume is a condom with a hole in it.
Go back to the awesome.
It's a love glove.
Wait. No, I got it. We put holes in teeth. We put holes in teeth. We put holes in
Hey,
teeth.
look. After you guys are done with like condom, whatever, I'm still gonna. Like, okay, but pens. Give me a break. Pens. The 90s hold. So these guys did an episode where the 90s are held up by the sheer force of writing implements.
But Eloy, do you not understand how awesome that was? You could write in several different versions of it. Plus, you had the 4-pin. You had the 4 ink pen.
No, dude. The thing is that those pens that they were talking about, which are, they have their thing. There were pens like that.
Okay, so we're most of us are here, or we're all here, I guess. Loin, would you be down for doing an 80s and 90s off with Eloy and Bales? Yeah.
I will host.
That sounds good. He's the moderator.
I will moderate.
I'll go in the background and watch the chat.
I'll put on my flannel and my Doc Martens with light up backs on them.
I believe I'm right in between, so I think I can properly moderate that.
We'll bring the Dunkaroos.
Is Bales going to be going up against me, or on my side going up against another?
It's the bullet.
It's Bales.
It's the bullet. It's the bullet boys versus the sparkly pen guys.
Bales.
If you really want to say it, do you want to go bullet boys or do you want to go tight spandex pants boys?
That's what they wear is up to them.
No, bullet boys. Move up in ya.
Yep.
But Bales, you don't.
Team open toed teriyaki meatball.
If you're gonna protect the 80s, you better do it right, dude.
He's wearing guy liner. He's ready to defend the 80s to the death right now.
Come on, man.
Look at him. He's ready.
I'm all in.
All right.
Cool. It's like Vince Neil meets Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, almost full on goth there.
Wait, what part of Vince Neil? His bloatedness?
His big fat alcoholic face.
Oh, gee, thanks, Long.
You try and sing a few lines of Rattlesnake Shake and let's see.
He can't say rattle, shake, shake.
It's uncanny. It's like I'm there.
So it's
but if I'm Doc, I'm gonna have to request some Eddie money.
Yeah, you're right.
The money man.
The Doc,
I need to hear it.
The money man. There's zero things wrong with that.
Oh, I'm up for the battle. We can do that.
Yeah, we'll have to make something official out of it.
Well, yeah, I'll figure that out.
Will you wear a shirt? Or are you just gonna keep wearing it on your head?
No, I'm wearing.
Now I'm seeing your pink shoulders.
So I think we should all have to dress how we dressed in the 90s. So you guys need to show up in spandex and jean jackets, and me and Loy need to show
I didn't wear spandex in the 90s.
Me and Loy need to show up with bowl cuts and
Bugle Boy shirts.
Right.
Jinkos.
There you go.
I wish I was wearing Jordache.
Jordache. Loring, at least you get your light up shoes.
Yeah, I wish. No, I'll have to come in like Walmart shoes.
Whatever, it still works.
It's funny because I always wanted a pair of work boots that did that. And I was like, well, why wouldn't that just be super safe?
It is. You know what, Doc? Let's make this happen.
Yeah. I should be
Steel
able to
toes with light ups.
Yeah. Every step I take.
Hey, Jackman's out in the chat. Maybe he can get Carolina to do some LA Gear knockoff work boots.
Oh man.
Yeah, Paul. How about it? We need some light up Carolinas with the pump. I want light up pump Carolinas. Safety toe, 10.5. I'll let you know.
9-hole.
Not steel toe. Not steel toe.
Ox blood. No, safety toe.
Yeah, safety toe. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Airwear cushion sole.
Well, wait a second. So, Julian, how about your Halloweens growing up as a kid? So did you have walking through the neighborhood type of Halloween, or was it more like lawing where there was driving from place to place?
Yeah.
No, we
ran away from coyotes.
No. we walked our neighborhood. So I mean it was fun. It wasn't much, but we walked the neighborhood. There was one neighborhood that we would go down to that was at the end of the street, and they were the ones that gave away all the big candy bars. So
Yep. You always
nice.
memorize the house. You always memorize the house that gave away the full size Three Musketeers.
Well, no, this is a whole like neighborhood. So there was like a whole cul-de-sac of where they all gave away just nothing but the candy
Score.
bars. So
Score.
we'd all go down there.
What would you dress? What were your memorable costumes from as a kid?
One of my favorite ones was actually a homemade one that my mother made because she would try to make ones just like Doc and them. It was me and my little brother. She made Ninja Turtles for us. So like we had our shell was like almost like a pillow that she'd make out of like I guess a cloth and some pillow stuffing and some bandanas and stuff like that. And that's one of my favorite ones we ever dressed up as.
Oh, hey, speaking of Ninja Turtle, we have pizza upstairs. I'll be right back.
Bring some for everyone.
What can I say?
Well, awesome. Don't everybody jump in crazy at one time.
Yeah, I got backup out in the chat. Katie and I are from the bell bottom era.
Sorry, I'm eating during the recording for authenticity's sake.
Does anybody remember the Oceans Pacific thing? OP jackets?
Yeah, I remember the brand, and they had shirts and all sorts of stuff.
That's a popular Walmart brand right now.
Yeah, a lot of them went Walmart.
So my kids have like Ocean Pacific sandals and stuff during the summer.
Back in the day, they were in Burdines. I remember that. You had a section of Ocean Pacific. What was trending back then?
Frankie C&C out in the chat wants to know if anybody remembers Boss jeans from the 90s.
I remember Boss. I had a pair of Boss jeans for a little while. Actually, no, Boss shorts.
I don't remember that.
Boss made shorts, and they were literally just as wide and just as comfortable. That's why I loved them. But they're just big.
Well, so Daniel Harju is our same age, Bales, maybe by a couple of years. So I'm sure that Harju used to wear Z Cavaricis and Capazios and all the stuff that was going on.
I want a picture.
Coming right up.
Can you imagine Harju in a pair of Z Cavaricis?
Hell yeah!
I want to see the like pink Zubaz pants.
I don't know what those
are. Let's go all out.
I'm sorry. I don't know who said it, but I can't just every single time I see Eloy, I just think of Broken Condom. I'm sorry. That's all I can see now.
Hey man, your thoughts, if that's your trauma, dude, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It is protective of the head. You're right about that. This does protect the head.
Yeah, but it didn't protect the face and anything else. Everything else was splooging out, so it doesn't matter.
Oh man, that's horrible.
We could say that then. I came as a condom.
I don't know how Bales is still wearing that wig and everything. I was sweating that little wig I had on.
When you have as many years as he has of performing with Motley Crue.
That's true. Yeah.
The wife and I actually usually dress up and sit outside for Halloween, but this year we were like, yeah, we're tired. She's actually in bed right now because she got to get up early. Well, my early.
How old now, Jules? You're like 31?
Who, me?
Yeah, 32?
No, I'm your guys' age. I'm 36 going on 37.
Yeah, well then you're done, man. Why are you acting like a young kid? Pack it in, dude.
Because I like Halloween. I like dressing up. We dressed up Saturday and went out to the bar, which we were prepared to have a lot more people dressed up than what was there.
Oh, we're the only ones?
No, we weren't the only ones. Luckily, there were still a couple other ones, but we were like, wasn't as good as what we usually think.
But you're trick or treating in that DC area?
No, Baltimore area, further north.
Okay. So
there's more death up my way.
It's not. Are there shoot 'em up areas in it? Because I hear there is.
There's what?
Like shoot 'em up freaking areas that are super, super dangerous and whatnot.
Yeah, but we live further north than that. Well, I mean, it's starting to come up that way. Like most of the night I heard sirens go off, but
So
Only
there's
within.
a lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say only within the city limits, right?
yeah, well, we're just outside the city limits. But
Oh.
it's certain parts of the city though. It's not the whole city. It's just certain parts. So, but no, I mean our whole area. There's actually what you guys was talking about, where people drive up. There were people that literally parked in front of our driveway or in front of our house, got out, started doing the houses, hit ours, and then just got back in the truck or car and went to another house. I'm cool with that. I love sitting out front, seeing all the new costumes. One thing that kill me is like I don't care if you're a teenager trick or treating, but put some effort in it. I feel like if you're trick or treating at a teenager, you should be at like a different level. You should step up your game.
Wearing a hoodie with the hood up is not a costume.
Yeah, we had a kid. We literally had a kid come by with his pants like down around his ass. My wife looked at him. It's like, I don't know. I was like, how much did you give him? Only 2 pieces of candy. I was like, good. That's all he deserves.
Wait a second. You just made me think of something. So, thinking back, the trick or treat thing as a kid kind of sort of stopped around 13, maybe, and that was the latest. 13, 14, perhaps. But once you were 15, 16, 17, that was it for actually walking up to people's doors and knocking on their doors and asking for candy. You have to have some frickin' gall to do that. At least around here, we didn't do that. But did you guys trick or treat way into like your 30s? Or
30s?
Well, I mean,
I went trick or treating tonight, and actually, I was given a couple pieces of candy because I was in costume.
What were you at?
Excuse me?
What were you, Paul Jackman?
No, I was a hobo.
I could see that.
He put down his bindle.
Right here.
I'd give you candy.
Is your licking rock in there?
My licking rock.
That's worth at least 2 Bazooka Joes, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bazooka Joe. 30 seconds of fame.
With the comic strip.
Yeah, but I was given some candy, so technically
it works.
At 37, I did some trick or treating.
Nice.
I did complete the transaction. I
Well, you were your kid.
I thanked
Like
the
I
nice
said,
lady.
Did you tell a joke?
Yeah. What's up with this joke thing? Bales, tell us a joke.
I guess it's only a Des Moines thing. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
Damn it, you got it.
This wasn't corn themed, so I feel
The corn just keeps coming.
You don't have any corn jokes?
I just did one.
Mm.
I'm not good under pressure. Now, to answer Eloy, no, about 13, 14 years old is when it stopped being fun to go trick-or-treating, and it started being fun to dress up and give out the candy. Because, you put out a lawn chair and you dress up with the big floppy hat and kind of lay back and wait for people to get up on the step and then sit up and hand them the candy or whatever. Of course, people scream and scare and stuff like that. But so now the trick or treating went away at about 13 years old. But
well, for you guys like Loing and Julian, since I was asking earlier. So, did you have as a kid? Did you have something that is memorable as far as fright, a trauma, sort of within the Halloween sort of sphere that you to this day you think back and you think, boy, as a kid, that sure did shake my foundation, or not?
We did a haunted house that it was one of those jump out and grab you ones that I think we all kind of agreed were pretty lousy. And so I basically have never wanted to go do another haunted house again. Like, why would I want to pay money to have somebody jump out and grab me? Like, I'd rather just watch a horror movie instead.
There's a place in Tijuana.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if I was dressed up like you are, Eloy.
See, growing up, I never liked horror films. I didn't like scary things growing up. I grew into it later on in the high school ages, but so nothing really scared me then. I didn't like horror films, so I didn't watch them. But nothing scared me. I didn't go to haunted houses.
So you're a macho man. There's no fear within you as a kid. You bailed.
No, there was plenty of fear. Like I remember watching the movie Anaconda, and then for some reason, we had one of those, like, I don't know what it was, like one of those cushions that folded out, like it was like a kid side couch, and it folded out. It was like foam. I don't know if anybody else had that. Well, we had those, and I put it outside my older brother's bedroom because we watched Anaconda, and I was so afraid that the anaconda was going to get me. I lived in Virginia at that time, nowhere near anacondas. So,
Dude,
but other than that,
I don't understand. See, that's one thing I don't understand, and I've been hearing like freaking Ryan talked about, what was it, a moth? You're with the anaconda.
No. Nowadays, I'm not really afraid of much. Like, I don't like spiders, but I'm not afraid of them. But
no. I'm saying what I'm saying
as kids.
As kids, you guys were afraid of things that, I mean, it's reasonable, I guess, but like the traditional thing to be afraid of is demonic possession, freaking vampire zombies, creatures, witches, spiritual things. That's kind of like,
I don't want to be a part of your cookie cutter world, Eloy.
Well, yeah, I'm not one of those.
I'm not forcing you into it. I'm not saying forcing you into it like you guys do with the reptilian thing. I'm just mentioning it out loud in a very benign way. I'm not forcing you into it. I'm just saying anaconda and moths are.
No, I'm not anaconda. So you know what the funny thing is? So
how freaky would anaconda moth be?
Oh, that'd be fucked up. I screwed up. So do you remember
freaking Julian?
Demonetized.
He didn't get the memo.
Do you remember what was it? Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, or the movie Pee Wee's Big. Which one was it?
I'm with you on what you're gonna say. I know exactly what you're gonna say, and that freaked me out too.
Okay, so
Marge.
what was it? It was when he went to the basement, like for the one where he had to go find his bike. There was something about when he went to do. There was some part of that was scared me. Leprechauns. The Leprechaun movie scared me. Freddy scared me.
But there weren't like any monsters under the bed or in your closet or anything like that. You weren't like afraid of the dark or.
No, not really.
Okay.
Just those things scare me. Like nowadays, my wife and I, every year we always go to a haunted house. We'll travel to go to haunted houses. And now we can actually fly. Well, I actually want to fly somewhere to go to a haunted house, but it's fun. We like doing that. I like when somebody jumps out and like scares me. Like it's rare that they actually get me, but like I'm okay. I'll admit to. I'm like, oh yeah, he got me. I'm like, oh. I don't mind being scared. Like the thing that scares me though are like spirits. Like she wants to buy a house. I told her we won't buy a house that's before 1950. There's something demonic about it. There's something possessed about it. Like she showed me houses from the early 1930s or from like 1930s all the way to the 1800s. And I'm like, no, do you want our kids to be possessed? Because that's how you get possessed kids.
You can have a brand new house built on top of a freaking cemetery and you're screwed, or an Indian burial site, and it can be a brand new house and you're still screwed. Or you can have an old ass 1800s house, totally all right. Sure, half a dozen people croaked in there, but
nope,
it's not.
Won't do it.
Huh? What?
Nope, I won't live in those houses. Like she literally saw a house the other day, who was the one guy that was the only guy that was I guess killed during the Salem witch trial?
What do you mean?
It was there was
in
all
New
the other
Boston?
Yeah, in Salem, Massachusetts, there's only one guy that was killed during the Salem witch trials. His house went up for sale, and she sent it to me. I was like, no. Why would you send this to me?
It was $600,000.
She doesn't care. She just wants to live there because of that. And I'm like, no.
So even with a proven track record of possession-free owners,
nope, won't do it.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, Eloy kind of understands because he's the Hispanic heritage, where it's De la Muertes and all that, where the spirits are very strong. I don't do spirits.
Hold on. We don't. Okay. So
Cubans don't do that?
Hold on. Traditionally, so it's not like, I'm sure that not all Mexicans believe in that, or do they? Because I'm
not all Mexican, so I can't speak for us.
Well,
I'm a bad Mexican.
Well, you just spoke for me, but I'll tell you what. In Cuba, there's this thing with the zombies, or so in the Caribbean, the lore is about witchcraft, but it's not. It's a weird thing. It was brought over from Haiti and all that, and then they believe
Haitian. It's the New Orleans kind of style.
it's got that mixture of the New Orleans Cajun thing and all that, but by far, there are a lot of people that believe in that, and in fact, a lot of people have come to Miami, and there's whole groups of people that are like in the undercurrent, and they dress all in white, and you'd think all in white means good because white good, and
No, it's not.
well, it's white is supposed to, when you dress in it, purity. That's why like brides dress in white and whatnot. But these people believe that they can manipulate other people using sort of like shamanistic sort of concoctions and this and that. It's freaking scary as hell, dude.
So you dressing as a white broken condom right now is kind of what you're saying, right?
Well, listen, man. If you're gonna offend my I was going to say religion, but I thought maybe that's a fact. If you're going to attack my garb, then I don't know what to tell you because I'm quite comfortable with it.
You look like a broke astronaut. You just couldn't get the bubble for the front.
It's true that nobody forced me to wear this thing, but you guys were all dressed. Bales has this freaking awesome, get up.
That is pretty cool at Bales.
Yeah, and Ryan took his thing off. What were you wearing? The Macho Man thing, Randy Savage, and Doc is like Southern hobo.
Yeah, get him now.
And I felt like Mark is going as a bass player. I thought that was clever.
The madness.
And then Loing is dressed as Doc, and what does that leave me? So I have the condom thing. What do you want me to do?
You're dressed up like one of the socks you were talking about.
Baker Chief.
Rigid socks at Walmart.
Starched
Rigid socks. Just to let you know what, dude. It's different when it's only audio.
I like that Long's dressed like that. It's like I can leave, but I'm still here. When I sat down before, when I went to get the pizza, I came down and I saw him, and I was like, that is really strange that I'm here, but I'm not. I wonder if anyone noticed. He did do the right thing, though. He was just eating away, so that's the proper procedure.
But he doesn't have Twizzlers.
Twizzler Doc.
No, any port in a storm. Like I said, the Twizzler is good because it's quiet, but I almost choked on one the last bag I got. So
check this out. I want to put this out there. Did you know? It's unfortunate, but I'm going to put this out there. Sterling Davis does not know geography. But we'll save that for another episode of Scratch.
same scratch time, same scratch channel.
Oh yeah. But Plymouth Rock landed on Sterling at some point in time.
It's just south of San Diego, isn't it?
Yeah.
I missed something.
You can see Russia from there.
It's just some inside jokey jokes.
Yeah. I've never owned a Plymouth.
I owned a Pontiac.
Was it a Pontiac or a Talon?
That's just curious.
You know what? The other day I actually looked it up.
It was an Eagle Honda Talon.
No, but the other day I looked it up and I cleared and I forgot, so I'm gonna have to relook it up again. But it was neither or. It was a Dodge.
It's probably a Toyota Corolla.
Nah, it was a Dodge.
Yep.
It was a Dodge, but there was something else attached to it that now I can't remember.
Eagle went tits up.
Eagle was a brand owned by Dodge and was only there for a few years right after they bought American Motors. But the Talon was a joint venture between Chrysler and Mitsubishi.
I remember the Mitsubishi Talon.
Yep, it was sold under 3 names: Eagle Talon. It was either
the
Dodge or
Mitsubishi-
Plymouth Talon, and then the Mitsubishi also.
So the
I see.
Mitsubishi Talon must have turned into the Eclipse.
It became the Eclipse. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was only the Mitsubishi Talon for a year or two.
Dude, the Eclipse, just random side note, one of the heaviest cars.
Really?
Yeah, like,
You picked it up?
what? Like, no, we looked at like the gross vehicle weight on those, and it's like
Oh.
like heavier than a lot of trucks.
Wow.
I didn't know it was that heavy.
Yeah,
I know, I used to race it
like heavier than a lot of small trucks, like an S10.
in any of the racing video games I ever got. It was always a Mitsubishi 3000. Then I upgraded to an Eclipse. So it was weird. Like just playing it, you could feel it, but
So
Yeah,
what
was
was
that
this?
heavy?
What was this freaking car that you had?
Honda Civic.
Toyota Corolla.
So I want to mention something that has nothing to do with the Halloween stuff.
Oh, great.
Well, it's just
Poop story in 4, 3, 2.
they won
No, you don't say 2 and 1.
poop. That's not what I wanted to say, but you see, that's what I mean about boxing in. You already are assuming 1,000,001 things that are not absolutely not true at all. Okay? I just want to mention this thing. So all of us here have podcasts, and I know you guys out there know, and you're coming on, but I wanted to mention this because I want to mention it me, too. And we have various podcasts underneath the Scratched thing, and we're doing the Trampled Underfoot with Mark, me and Mark, and then Lawing and Ryan are doing the Hello 90s and all that. And I just want to say on my part, and then we do the Scratch with Bales, Bitters, and Hildebrandt. I just want to say to you guys, that it's been a great thing to do the podcast thing. There's something cool about being able to, do the audio only and allow the imagination to go and converse in the way that we've done. So I've had a lot of fun doing it. And I just, appreciate the interactions. And I've learned a lot about all of you guys in ways that maybe in the videos one would not be able to get. So I just wanted to put that out there with good vibes. So that's it on my part. You see, Bales, I was not going to go in the direction you thought.
There you go. Very gracious of you.
Well, I don't know. Did you ask Bales what he thought you were going in the direction of?
Well, but pirates are cool, and I'd like to hear what he says.
Bales, are you trying to rip off your beard?
Yeah.
I can see you like struggling and making like struggle faces.
I'm halfway there. Look.
Oh.
Oh, just
Great.
go Band-Aid with it.
Wait, Bales. Bales, that
now.
comes off?
Now you go to that costume party Saturday with one.
No, I'm gonna glue them back in on Saturday.
Well,
Is
when
it-
you get done
is
with
it
it, send it to
pulling-
me. I need a beard.
Right? Is it pulling hair out?
Oh, it hurts.
2 words for you, Bales. Spirit gum.
Yeah.
Hot glue?
Close. Spirit gum.
I have a meeting tomorrow, so I don't have time for this shit.
Well, there you go, Jules. We could get you a beard.
There we go.
We'll hot glue it to you.
I'll send you an Amazon link later.
So, guys, we're getting close to the end here. What's on your bench?
What have you been watching, and what's on your bench? What's
My Anaconda story.
Is that it don't want none?
Unless you got buns.
Unless you got buntons.
Zing.
Well, go ahead and say your bit, guys.
What?
That's one thing I'll just say this thing. Just freaking shoot it out, man. Just shoot it out. I mean,
It's coming from the
There he
broken
goes
condom.
with
his hand gestures and his freaking.
no, you just shoot it. You got to say, shoot it. Don't sit there in remember, if you have something that's just freaking and allow, like, shoot it out.
So the guy that's telling us to shoot out is just like a broken condom right now.
Yep. All right. So I just wanted to say thank you to anybody that played along at home, and I also enjoyed that. The live is weird, don't you think? It's live when we do it, when people can look at me. Don't you agree? It's different.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's also it's another layer of I don't know what the word is for it. Thought, like you have to think of it another layer. It slows it down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Or it's not as
No, it does not.
you don't
Dude,
think so?
No, it's your perception. See, that's the thing.
That's how I feel. I feel like when we're live, it's
your perception because the problem.
I'm in Mad Maker show mode where I'm trying to watch my P's and Q's.
The problem is with all these things that we do is that, look, this is the thing. The mind is an incredible thing. It's that we're aware that it's an instantaneous whatever comes out. With the other thing, we're recording it and this and that. But listen, dude, it's different. But screw it.
Oh, I'm currently screwing it. I'm here.
What?
I'm here with you. You know, that's what's happening. But it just feels just a little bit different than just ripping a record.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Contestants not appearing.
But fun. Yeah, contestants not appearing on Scratched will receive the home game. Yeah. Very cool. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Oh, so you didn't go the full Doc costume, huh? There, Loing? No. Still got the hair.
Oh.
Oh!
Burn number two.
He did.
He shaved it.
Yeah, well, something like the we were talking about midlife crisis before. Something about going bald at 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of offset my midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that now.
Wow, that's a completely different look, Bales.
Thanks.
You know, Bales, you look like frickin' what was that movie? You look like the guy from Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, you look like
AKA Batman?
Or his never mind, I'm done.
No, you look like Beetlejuice a little bit now.
I look like I've been ridden hard and put away wet. That's what I look like.
Ooh.
You look like a faux goth.
Hispanic Beetlejuice.
There you go.
A Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
El Beetlejuice.
See you later, everybody.
Bye now.
Adios.
There, y'all.
Night.